Hi, welcome back. In this module, we'll be taking a look at probability. In the first lesson on probability, you need to understand the difference between theoretical probability and empirical probability. Theoretical probability can be found by taking the ratio of the number of favorable outcomes and divide that by the number of possible outcomes. On the other hand, empirical probability is found by taking the ratio of the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of experiments you have actually performed. For example, if you roll a die and you want to find the probability that the result is 5, on a 6-sided die, theoretically, you should roll a 5 1 out of 6 times, because there's only one 5 in the possible 6 outcomes, where the 6 outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. However, empirical probability, you actually roll the die. So if I roll a die 10 times, perhaps I might observe a 5 twice. So the probability of rolling a 5 would be I observed a 5 twice out of 10 rolls. Well, 2 out of 10 is the same thing as 1 out of 5 when I reduce it. Now notice, the theoretical probability, 1 out of 6, I could change that into a percent by first converting 1/6 into a decimal by dividing. 1 divided by 6. Clear that out. 1 divided by 6 is about 16.7%. However, 1/5, when I divide, ends up being about 0.2, or 20%. Notice that these two probabilities are different. However, the law of large numbers says this: the empirical probability will get closer and closer to the theoretical probability if you perform a large number of experiments. In the example above, I only had 10 experiments. I rolled the die 10 times. The law of large numbers says if I do it a large number of times, hypothetically, if I rolled the die 10 million times, then the probability of rolling a 5 would be closer to the theoretical probability of 16.7%. It might not be exactly 16.7%, but it will become closer and closer to the theoretical probability of 16.7% in this example. I hope you enjoyed the lesson.